For the following fractions, use division to write the fraction in decimal form. In part A, we have 17/16. Now, to set this up as a long division problem, it's important that we make sure we understand which one is the numerator and which one is the denominator. 17 is the numerator and 16 is the denominator. This is really important because we need to know where to place these numbers once we write our long division symbol. 17 is the numerator, which means this is our dividend. So 17 goes right there. 16 is the denominator, which means 16 is the divisor. So we're doing 17 divided by 16. Now, another thing to note is that this is an improper fraction because 17 is larger than 16. So when you get your decimal answer, you should expect a decimal greater than 1. Okay, let's start doing our long division. We know this isn't going to go in evenly, so it's going to be helpful to start adding a few zeros after the decimal place in 17 in case we need them to drop down. So 16 goes into 17 one time, and then we do 1 times 16, which is 16. We subtract and get 1, and then we bring down one of those zeros. Now, at this point, we also need to make sure we bring our decimal point straight up because we've passed the ones place. Now we look at 16 and we ask ourselves, how many times does 16 go into 10? Well, it doesn't. So we put a 0 right there. 0 times 16 is 0. We subtract, we get 10, and then we bring down the next 0. So now we're asking ourselves, how many times does 16 go into 100? It goes into 100 6 times. 6 times 16 is 96. Subtract, and we get 4. We want to keep doing this process until we find a number that 16 goes into evenly. So even though I've run out of zeros, that's the beauty of decimals. I can add as many zeros to the end of a decimal number as I want. So I need another 0 to bring down because I'm still looking for a number that 16 will go into evenly. Well, 16 goes into 40 twice, but that's not evenly. 16 times 2 is 32. I subtract and I get 8. I'm going to need one more 0 because that will give me 80. And that is a number that 16 will go into evenly. So 16 goes into 85 times. I subtract and I get 0. So I know that I am done with my long division, and my final answer is 1.0625. Let's look at part B and let's set it up the same way. 17 is our dividend and 20 is our divisor. 17 divided by 20. I'm also going to add some zeros, and I'm going to start by asking myself, how many times does 20 go into 17? Well, it doesn't go in at all. So that means the number in our ones place is a 0. So 0 times 20 is 0. I subtract and I get 17. Bring down one of those zeros for 170. But remember to bring that decimal point straight up. So now I'm asking myself, how many times does 20 go into 170? 8 times. And 8 times 20 is 160. I subtract to get 10. Bring down that next 0, and this one's nice because now I've got a number that 20 will go into evenly. 20 goes into 100 5 times. 5 times 20 is 100, and there's my 0. So I'm done. My answer is 0.85. Really quick, I wanted to take a moment to show you an alternative way that we could have done this. Even though it says use division in the directions, I still wanted you to see this other way. We notice that 20 is a factor of 10. So in that problem, the fraction was 17/20. Since 20 is a factor of 100. I made a mistake. I should have said 20 is a factor of 100. Since 20 is a factor of 100, we can rewrite this as an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. All we have to do is figure out what we need to multiply the number 20 by to reach 100. Well, 20 times 5 gives me 100. So I would also do 17 times 5 for 85. Now that I have 85 hundredths, I have a denominator that's a power of 10, and I can simply rewrite this as a decimal using the hundredths place. So 85 hundredths would equal 0.85, which is our final answer, whether we do it this way using equivalent fractions or the above way using long division.